Are you getting rejected on LinkedIn? I mean, you're pitching and pitching and pitching and commenting and commenting and commenting all over LinkedIn, and still nothing is happening to you right now. Oh my gosh. Well, guess what? This is also happening to me as well. So I'm going to tell you how I'm going to flip that around, change it around so that I can get noticed on LinkedIn. Because if you don't already know, LinkedIn is a platform for businesses and to help freelancers, because we are a business, find work. Okay. Here is what I have been doing. Here is how I'm going to change it. So this is my LinkedIn profile. I haven't done much in optimizing my banner copy, my title as much, my about section, but I have done a little bit of optimization here on my featured section. I have maybe added a title or two, or taken one off of here. I may have during this whole time. And I am still trying to be as consistent as possible with my posts. Maybe I am less consistent now with that. Okay. I also had a free subscription to the Sales Navigator, which I don't have anymore. I suppose I can add another free month later down the road, but I don't know if that really helped me as much. I may have gotten in front of a bit more potential clients, but it didn't result in any type of work except one. So I was able to land a gig one time through that. But I still want to see, many people don't have the option to pay for Sales Navigator. So they just have the free platform on LinkedIn. And so I have been for years, it's been a driver for client work for me. It's just because of AI and things like that. And also I haven't been focusing much on LinkedIn for many years, actually. It takes time to build that readership. So what do I need to do to start getting clients to my profile? First, I need to see who's looking at my profile. Am I even attracting the right people? So we can see here that we have writers, business owners. Here's a growth advisor, a content marketer, engineers, more writers, IT manager. Let's see who else. Lots of writers, which is fine because I do market to them. Here's another content writer, specialist, content strategy. Okay. Manager. Good. Here's another product managing manager. Good stuff. I mean, it's a mix here and there for sure. Content writer. Okay, so there are some marketers, some managers that are viewing my profile, but not a lot. So that's okay. I read from some other writer that they tried writing their posts directed to editors and marketers, and that did not yield them client work. So even if I try to angle my content for content marketers, it doesn't help that much. Marketers do comment on my posts. If I do talk about like SEO, about ranking, and even about writing and stuff like that, they'll add their 2 cents in a comment. So I do see that. So I know that the more I do post on LinkedIn, the more engagement that I get. So more people will come see my posts. I have been getting great engagement on my posts, which will grow my visibility. I do know that. So we can just take a look at, like I said, what I've already been doing. So with the content post, I have here, 1,000 to 2,000. Here's one that's 11,000. So I usually get about 1,000, and then sometimes it goes up to 4,000 or 5,000. Here's a 13,000, 14,000, 18,000. So this was a month ago, I was getting better impressions that way. But this is an improvement from the last 6 months, so to speak. I wasn't getting many profile views or profile searches. So my searches did go up. I would think I was getting between 100 and 200 searches of people finding me. And now LinkedIn's telling me it's 300, almost 400. So I am appearing in more searches. So that is good. So I'm sort of on this cusp of refining and optimizing my LinkedIn profile, which is nice. So yeah, so this is what I have been doing. And, I do get the views, I do get messages, but it doesn't really solidify into actual work, for me. So I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm going to start doing now. So the first thing is I'm going to be more strategic with my outreach. So I am now playing around. I'm A/B testing, just finding a content marketer and just asking to connect with them without a note. And then other times I am. I think I'm getting slightly more acceptance with without a note, like with just asking them to connect with me, because they might just see my title and that's enough for them. Like, okay, I need them on my roster. I will connect with them. All right. So I have seen that. So I might do a little bit more of that to make it easier for me to find the right content marketer. So that's one thing, is I'm going to be more strategic, meaning that I'm going to spend more time just finding these content marketers that hire writers. I'm not doing that. I'm just, whenever I find something or find a business, I find their content marketer and I follow them. That is more of a passive way. So I need to be a bit more reactive and actually do the things actionable. Okay, so that's one part of being strategic. The other part of being strategic is follow up. So I need to ensure that I am following up on all the people that have connected to me or that I have pitched to or introduced myself. Now, this is key because this has resulted in people interested in my work, but not at the moment. And I do believe them, and I will mark that and come back at them and follow up because they did say that. Not everyone tells me that. A lot of them say we don't need a writer right now. But the ones that do say, you know what, let's touch base in 2 months, let's touch base in 6 months, let's touch base in 2 months kind of thing, I will touch base in those timeframes. So I do mark it on my calendar so that I can follow up on these specific warm leads, I guess people call, right? So I need to ensure that. So I'm going to follow or connect with more content marketers. I'm going to be strategic with the follow up as well. So that means marking who I am following, who accepted my connection is key so that I know that I can message them. Okay, so those are the sort of the things that I'm going to be more strategic around. Another thing that I've been playing around is what I do message these content marketers once they connect with me. I have been playing around with waiting a day or two to pitch to them, waiting to comment on their social posts first and then pitching to them, or just as soon as they connect and I realize it, I pitch to them. So I am playing around with what works the best. And I also think, in my opinion, when I do accept connections, how eager they are to message me is a turn off for me. So I've been now thinking, well, I will note that they connect with me and then follow up in a week's time. And I'm going to hold myself true for that. So I'm going to work on that so that I can develop a relationship, maybe on LinkedIn if I can see their posts by that time, comment and get to know them more, maybe find them on Instagram, find them on Twitter, like take the invested time to get to know this person so that when I do circle around and pitch, that, you know, it's authentic. Okay. So that is one aspect of what I'm doing with my pitching. And then also providing more context. I've also been playing around with just like, hey, you know, do you need a writer? You maybe have a backlog of content ideas. I'm here for you. Sometimes it's even less than that. Like, hey, you know, I just want to quickly reach out and say, you know, do you need a writer at the moment? I'm available. Seeing which works. And then I'm also pitching longer posts about like, here are some samples and things like that. So I've been playing around with those pitches. I haven't gotten enough proof to see which one works. The shortest ones I'm not hearing back from. So I'm going to not do those anymore. But the medium and the longer ones, I have been getting some responses back. I think they're both the same. So I'm going to work more on those types of posts when I pitch to my connections. And then also I'm going to try and be, again, more authentic. I can't run this part of finding clients on LinkedIn as a templated strategy. I can't just whip out a template, do it fast, you know, have a quota of like, I'm going to do 10 LOIs and 10 pitches and follow and connect with 10 marketers. I can't do that. Although I'm trying to be strategic, it's on a lower scale. I'm going to find 3 to 5 content marketers to get to know and connect with. Once they connect with me, I'm going to dive deeper into those relationships and then I will pitch to them, right? So it's sort of like this layered process where it might be bigger on the top and then it gets refined, so that I am more successful down the road. And that also equates to being more authentic. That's a more authentic process for finding client work, and also me being more authentic, showing my posts on LinkedIn by being authentic and personal. And then in my pitches, you know, like I did listen to that podcast that you were featured in, and I really liked your take on such and such. I did read your post the other day about such and such and such. Even if it was by a ghostwriter, I'm still responding to it as if they wrote it. I am still doing this extra leg of work that maybe not a lot of other writers do. So I'm trying to find ways, or I might look at their SEO rankings and be like, look, while you're doing a really good job ramping up your content, I can help you with that. Right? So I can find different ways that maybe are a bit unique to me that maybe not a lot of writers can do so that I can stand out. So those are the ways that I'm going to try to flip this around so that I can make LinkedIn sort of my way of landing client work. I'm also, of course, relying on SEO to rank my writer website. I'm also relying on networking. I'm also relying on some cold pitching. I'm also relying on seeing what jobs are available. So LinkedIn shows jobs in my feed, so I get to see what's available there. And I could step out the box and pitch to those, even if I'm not that qualified. Might as well try, right? So I haven't been doing that as much, but I'm trying to do that so that if I do see an SEO writer for SEMrush, I will pitch to that. If I do see a big brand needing a copywriter, I will pitch to that. All right, so that's sort of my plan. Let me know in the comments below if you are finding success on LinkedIn. If you want to share what you're doing with my audience, I'd love that. Thank you so much. And if you're struggling to optimize your LinkedIn profile, because that is where it all begins to get your profile noticed, go ahead and watch my video on the LinkedIn profile tips that will help you land better clients. And don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in that video. All right, bye.